Welcome into Sports Talk at the Stadium tonight from a wet alumni stadium at Boston College, where Clemson has come away with a 17-13 victory over the Eagles. As that score indicates, very hard fought, very physical victory for Clemson tonight, much like their win over Louisville last week at Death Valley. The Tigers had to hold on at the end of the game and withstand a Boston College drive. The Eagles got down to the 26-yard line. Tyler Murphy, their quarterback, so dangerous. He had a receiver open on that drive around the Clemson 5-yard line. The receiver, Rouse, couldn't hold on to the football. It was a wet football, but the ball was right in his hands as he was running down the sidelines about the Tiger 5-yard line. Couldn't hold on. And then 3 incompletions by Murphy, and the game is over. So the Tigers survive. They also catch a break when BC misses an extra point kick, which provided Clemson with a 4-point lead after the Tigers went down and scored. Obviously, that extra point was huge because BC could have kicked a tying field goal on that last drive instead of being forced to go for the winning touchdown. So Clemson wins it 5-2 for the Tigers, 4-1 in the ACC. BC 4-3 and 1-2. The Tigers have won 4 in a row in this series. Dabo Swinney pointed out after the game, his seniors are now 8-1 in games decided by a touchdown or less. It was a costly game in terms of injuries. Now, we don't know how severe these injuries are, but Adam Choice went out, Robert Smith went out, and Jordan Leggett went out, all with apparent knee injuries, and also Adam Humphreys left the game as well and was not available in the second half, according to Chad Morris, especially on third down. And they set up their third down effectiveness by being very good on first down. Today, 2 of 14 stopping Boston College on third down. Last week against Louisville, 1 of 17 on third down was Clemson's defense. So they continue to be very, very good there. Missed opportunities, however, for BC. I talked about the dropped potential big play late in the game. They had some other drops. They had another play in the game where on a double reverse pass, receiver was wide open and the pass was badly underthrown. The receiver made the catch for a nice gain, but had the ball been thrown properly, a short touchdown for Boston College. So that ended up and they didn't score on that drive, so that ended up hurting the Eagles as well. So against a defense like Clemson, you have to take advantage of all of your opportunities. Cole Stout was outstanding once again, a career-high 29 completions for him. He had to have a shot in his shoulder before the game, had to have, as he said, half a shot in the shoulder at halftime to keep the pain down. And he took some shots out there to his shoulder, but he continued to fight through it, and he had some very big plays, including on the winning touchdown drive where he threw a third down 32-yard pass to Mike Williams up to around midfield to keep that drive alive, and then he followed up with a 12-yard pass to Williams, and then that led to C.J. Davidson's 32-yard touchdown run, which turned out to be the winning play of the game. Defenses dominated on both sides of the field early on. There were 7 straight punts between the two teams to open up the game before Clemson finally broke through and took the early lead. Let me recap the scoring. It was Wayne Gallman in the second quarter. It was a scoreless first quarter, and then 11:42 to go in the half. Gallman on a 17-yard run puts Clemson up 7-0. A few minutes later, Boston College came back to tie the game. Sherman Alston, a 26-yard pass from Tyler Murphy, 7-7. Clemson, at the very end of the first half, puts a drive together. On third down, Stout goes up the middle 13 yards to get a first down and keep that drive alive. They had no timeout, so he hurriedly got his offense back to the line, spiked the ball. That gave Amon Lakup enough time to run onto the field to kick a field goal of 23 yards to give the Tigers a 10-7 lead at halftime. Third quarter was dominated by the defenses once again. It was scoreless. And then in the fourth quarter, BC took its first lead of the game. Murphy to Josh Bordner. Great pass by Murphy here. He's rolling to his right, throws back across the field to Bordner on the far side of the end zone. He makes a terrific catch, and and BC goes up 13-10, but they missed the extra point, and that turned out to be huge because on Clemson's next possession, as I mentioned earlier, they go down the field. Great third down conversion pass by Stout to Williams, and then that led to Davidson's 32-yard run. Davidson said the offensive line did a great job. A huge hole opened up. He said, I could have run through that hole. I debated that with him, but he said it nonetheless. And he goes in for a 32-yard touchdown to put Clemson up 17-13. That set the stage for BC's last drive that ended at about the Clemson 26 on downs. So the Tigers hang on and they survive. That's how they're winning football games right now. Some of the numbers, Clemson had 398 yards to 263 for BC. A big stat in the game was punting. Alex Howell is the punter for BC. He's out of West Florence. He averaged over 50 yards per punt. And Bradley Pinion did a great job for Clemson as well, 41.8 yards per punt. He had the first touchback of his career in this game, but outside of that one, and he had 9 other punts. He kept them in play and kept BC pinned up much of the game. Third down conversions, big difference here. Clemson was 10 of 21, only 2 of 14 for BC this afternoon. And the Clemson defense did come up with 5 sacks this afternoon, so they kept the pressure on Murphy throughout the day. Individually, I mentioned Stout had 29 completions. That's a career high for him, 29 of 45 for 285. Artavis Scott tied the freshman record he set last week against Louisville with 10 catches for 72 yards. Williams had 8 catches for 128 yards. And it was Davidson and Wayne Gallman with 39 yards each rushing for the Tigers. So, again, not a huge offensive performance by normal Clemson standards, but enough to get it done this afternoon against BC. So Tigers pick up a big win for them. And to be quite honest with you now, it's pretty clear sailing for the Tigers as you look at their schedule the rest of the way. Syracuse coming in to Death Valley next Saturday night. They'll be big favorites there. And there's really not anyone else left on the schedule until they get to South Carolina in the rivalry game who can really challenge the Tigers. So they have an excellent shot to get to 10 wins again this season and to get to a very nice bowl game. A lot of people are saying the Orange Bowl, but we'll wait and see on that. So again, that final score from here in Boston, Clemson defeats the Eagles 17-13, and the defense once again living up to its standards and its reputation with a great performance. And Cole Stout, despite everybody sweating out the fact that Deshaun Watson is hurt, Cole Stout ignored all that, and he stood tall today and did an excellent job in leading Clemson to this victory. All right, we have more here at sportstalksc.com from this game, including post-game coverage from the Clemson locker room, so make sure you check that out. Tomorrow, of course, we'll have Dabo Sweeney's Sunday evening teleconference for you, and much more, of course, including your reaction to this game on Sports Talk Monday night. That'll do it for our coverage from here in Boston tonight. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.